What the heck did you do to Yu-Gi-Oh? What the heck? We got blue people up in here. Blue Lives Matter. Alright, we got new blue Yu-Gi-Oh cards, guys. It's called a Link Summon, and I don't even know, man. But anyways, I want to give you guys a brief introduction, and then we'll read this huge wall of text, because it's really, really confusing, and I have to go over, like, everything. Even if I read it to you, I know some people will still be confused, and I know there's going to be 50 people that say, I'm quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I'm going to Bakugan. Alright, I know every single time we got new exceeds, people quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, it's fine. Go type in the comments. We need as many comments as possible. Anyways, Link Summon, new way of summoning. So, they're blue cards, and you'll see that they don't have any defense. They actually don't have any defense points because they can never go to defense. You can never even flip them down, so that means Book-a-Moon can't even stop them. The new broken cards. And then, like, they just special summon, like, a bunch of monsters from your extra deck. Crazy stuff over here. Yeah, you can see over here, it's like, oh, you got one of the blue cards? Oh, you're OP now. Alright. enough banter. I'll get into the effects. Like I said, if you get confused on it, don't worry. It's really complex. Alright, so anyways, the Code Talker, which is the card shown over here. Anyways, so it's a link of 3. Its attack is 2300, and again, they don't have defense points because they can't change their battle positions. You can't even flip them face down. So its materials are 2 or more effect monsters. So this card gains 500 attack for each monster linked to it. So there's also a change to Pendulum Summons, which we'll get into in a second. So anyways, when an opponent's card effect that targets a card you control is activated, you contribute one of your monsters linked to the card to negate the activation if you do destroy it. So it's kind of like ammunition if you want to. I don't know if you want to consider it like ammunition, but anyways, I guess you could consider Exceeds ammunition. But anyways, it says further information, look at those distinctive link markers. Use these link markers to develop brand new strategies. So you'll see over here, you guys see these little corners. Like there's an orange one right here, orange one right here, orange one right here. You can see these little arrows over there. That's what they're mentioning, I believe. Anyways, there's 2 ways of actually link summoning. So you can send materials from the grave equal to the link number. You can link summon something from your extra deck by sending the same number of monsters that meet the material requirements written in the card effect box, whose total number equal to the link number from the field to the graveyard. You can decrease materials by using link monsters. Link monsters are treated as the same number of materials as its link number. However, to use them, you must match the requirement written on the card. In the case of the Code Talker, which is, I believe, this card over here. So it's use 3 effect monsters, or use 1 link, 2 effect monster, and 1 effect monster. I know, guys, the children card game is getting out of control as far as how complex it is. So it says pay attention to the direction of link markers. The zones pointed to by each link marker, and the cards in them will be affected by the link monster, and this will create new strategies. They have no defense. Like I mentioned before, you cannot put them in defense position. They can't even be flipped face down, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, it says you can only use 1 of them. So over here, it shows off. So the field is completely changed. You guys see pendulums are now below in the spell and trap area. So that's a pretty big change over here. So if any of you guys have those mats, obviously you guys are going to have to get rid of them because they're completely useless. Anyways, when the duel begins, neither extra monster zone is considered to belong to a specific player. When a player special summons a monster to one of them, that zone becomes treated as part of the player's field. So you will then have this area over here that's like in between you and your opponent. That's a new zone, and then you control that. That is your now like extra card slot. Even though it says it says the player's field, the tactics of the duel will change drastically depending on who can grab an extra monster zone first. So basically, whoever can make it so your opponent cannot play, you get one first. I guess you have an advantage. But this is the part that I find interesting. It says an extra deck monster can only be summoned to the extra monster zone. But if you summon a link monster to one of the extra zones first, you can utilize it to its max potential. It says extra deck monsters like Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, and Link cannot be summoned to the main monster zone. Beware. So I don't know how it exactly gives an advantage because you can only control 1 of them. But anyway, it says what has been the monster zone up till now is the main monster zone. I know, again, I know everyone's going to be like, I'm quitting this too hard. Anyways, it says, the pendulum zone on the left and right of the spell and trap zone, you can use it as a normal spell and trap zone, but when you place the pendulum con there, it is treated as the pendulum zone. And it says, the zones pointed by link markers can be used to bring out extra deck monsters. Although extra deck monsters can only be used to summon the extra monster zone normally, if you have a linked monster in the extra monster zone, the zones pointed at by their link markers can be used to summon extra deck monsters. So if you get out a link summon quickly, you can bring out a fusion, synchro, and exceed monsters in succession. Of course, you can summon another link monster in one of these zones. So if you play your cards right, you can fill your entire main monster zone with extra deck monsters. The new metagame will require careful consideration of where to place monsters. Don't worry, guys. I know it is very complex. And this is super quick Q&A for the new rules, which is actually like this picture over here, as you guys can see, which basically is a Q&A from like the actual like article. It's all like basically translated. But anyways, if a special summon monster from an extra deck monster is normally and it goes to the graveyard, and I want to special summon it with a monster reborn, which zone does it go to? It goes to the main monster zone, not the extra monster zone. And so that means like this extra monster zone over here, when you bring things back, it goes to the regular monster zone that you guys already are familiar with. This one is a new one, completely new one, extra like spot on the board. And it says link monsters can't be face down, which I already mentioned before. And it says if your opponent's only monster is in their extra monster zone, can you attack them directly? And it says if there's a monster in the extra monster zone, unless some kind of effect is in play, you would have to attack that monster first. So it's still considered like a monster on the board, so you have to kill that first. And it says, can you destroy 2 set spell and trap cards on your leftmost and rightmost spell and trap zones with wavering eyes? It says the left and rightmost spell and trap zones are regular spell and trap zones and do not become pendulum zones unless you activate a pendulum card or if a pendulum card is placed in them by a card effect. A set spell and trap card in either one of those zones cannot be destroyed by wavering eyes. So even though they're like 180ing like this whole pendulum mechanic where it's not just like a separate area, like it's considered like you guys see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like it significantly changes like you know how many things can be on board, and like it's like just straight up changing the rules of the game. And don't worry guys, I'm still very confused. I went over this on stream, and a lot of people are so confused. I'm like, how do you just like bring out all your extra deck monsters via the picture? If you guys can explain that, I would love to know down below in the comment section. Oh, that's a wrong tab. Anyways, going back to this, it looks very confusing. Like I said, if anyone's confused on it, don't worry. I'm pretty confused on it too, because I think once it comes out in the game, it'll make much more sense. And if you guys understand how it works, let me know. But there's also new cards announced. There's new of the link cards. This one, I believe, is just a vanilla. It just has its summon requirement. It says links are left, right, and down. So I believe that's like where the orientation of where the monsters are. It's kind of strange. And then we have the Mrs. Radiant, which has, oh, by the way, this has 2600 attack. Doesn't have an effect though. 1400 on the Mrs. Radiant, which is a new link monster. So its links are bottom left and bottom right. It requires 2 earth monsters. So you can only use the second effect of its this card's name once per turn. So its first effect is all earth monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. All wind monsters on the field lose 400 attack and defense. This card is destroyed by battle by card effect. You can target 1 earth monster graveyard and add it to your hand. And it says, no, we're not being lazy. The OCG now lists this card's names for limitation texts. A rescue ferret. So it's a level 4 earth beast type effect monster. 300 attack, 100 defense. You can only use this card's name effect once per turn. So you can shuffle this card you control to the deck to special summon any number of monsters from your deck whose totals equal 6 to the linked zones except for Rescue Ferret, but their effects are negated and they're short on phase. I feel like this card, you guys know those Rescue Rabbit, Rescue Cat, like those cards tend to get banned. I'm really like iffy on this link stuff. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Like, is this going to be broken? I don't know. A lot of times the rescue stuff does get pretty out of control. Next up, we have a Cyber's Wizard over here. So it's level 4 Cyber's. I don't know if this is a new archetype. This is the first time I'm checking these out myself. But once per turn, target 1 attack wizard monster your opponent controls. Change its defense position. Also, this card cannot attack monsters except for that monsters. If Cyber type monsters you control attacks a defense position, you can do piercing. And then break off trap hole. It's a normal trap. When a linked monster is summoned, you destroy all unlinked monsters on the field. Next up, we have Twilightsworn. Was it more Lightsworn support? Once per turn, you banish a Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard. It's a Dark Lightsworn? Wow. It's Dark Lightsworns? What? Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Dark Judgment Dragon? What? Okay, hold on. I'm getting excited now. Who cares about those link monsters? Alright. Once per turn, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard and target one face-up monster on the field. It loses attack and defense equal to the banished monster's level time 300. Once per turn, if another one of your Lightsworn monsters effect activates, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. That's not a bad effect. Dark Judgment Dragon. I know it's called Punishment. Let's translation, guys. If this is Twilight, it's Dark Judgment Dragon. That's legit. Alright. Anyways, level 8 Dark Dragon type monster. So 3000 cannot be special summoned up. It's got to have 4 more different banished Lightsworn monsters. Can't be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can pay 1,000 line points per turn. All face-up banished cards and all cards in the graveyard to their owner's decks, except for Lightsworns. Whoa, that's crazy. Wow, you gonna Inferno and bounce back everything? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Once per turn, if your Lightsworn monster effects activate, you get to send 4. Wow, that's interesting though. That's like goes against what you want. You want Lightsworns in their grave, but they have to be. Oh wow, that's huh. I think JD is kind of better, but it's still like, dude, it's a Dark Judgment Dragon. All right. Anyways, cast a Link Field spell. Once per turn during your main phase, you can target one Link monster you control, move it to a main monster zone inside the field that is linked to. Once per turn during your main phase, switch the placements of 2 Link monsters in your main monster zones or 2 Link monsters in your opponent's main zone. Huh. Okay. Then we got new DDs. Wow. Dark Fiend, level 7, 23 attack, 28 defense. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. So when this card is normal, you get a tribute DD monster and special 1 question mark DD monster from your deck. I guess that's an unknown. And then during your end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can banish the fusion materials listed on a question mark or higher DDD fusion monster from your graveyard, including this card. And if you do, fusion summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. Next up, we got the Gus King Emperor Executive Alexander. Level 10, 3000 attack, 2500 defense points. Synchro materials, 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. You can only use this card's name effect once per turn. If there are 3 or more DD monsters on the field, it gains 3000 attack. If a DD monster other than this card is normal or special summoned, while this card is face up, you can target 1 DD monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Next up, we got a DD Wave Emperor Executive Caesar. So rank 6, 2000 defense. Materials are 2 Fiend type monsters. When a monster effect or spell trap card that would special summon a monster or monsters is activated, you can detach one material from this card, negate the activation. If you do destroy it, then you can have 1 other DD monster you control gain X100 X00 attack until the end of its turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Dark Contract card from your deck to your hand. Wow, okay. So there's a lot more support for DDs. Dude, the Dark Judgment Dragon, like, it sucks though. Like, do you guys think it sucks? I think it kind of sucks. I'm hoping it was good. But anyways, guys, I'll link everything down below. I feel like it's too complicated. I don't understand. Like, I understand like what it requires, but like, how do you just like bring out stuff from the extra deck? Like, you just straight up like, oh, you just like attach stuff from the extra deck. It's cool, bro. I don't understand this. I'm sure that I'll probably make a video once I fully understand it. I tried to get you guys' feedback when I was live streaming, and you guys were like, I don't get it either. How do you just bring out stuff from the extra deck? It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm a ding dong. I don't understand. You guys let me know what you think of it. Is it good? Is it bad? Do you guys even understand how it works? Because I honestly don't, guys. I'm confused, but let me know if you quit in Yu-Gi-Oh! After this, because every time there's a new Exceed Synchro, half the comments are literally, I'm quitting this game. But I'll see you back tomorrow on my channel, because you know you guys are going to come back. Right? Cap? But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the vid, make sure you guys hit that like button to show your support for the Dark Judgment Dragon, because that's what I'm here for. But let me know if you guys are excited about the Dark Lightsworns. That's really cool. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'm signing out.